Welcome to Godzilla-THON. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Well into the Heisei series now. A direct sequel to Godzilla vs. Biollante, the plot concerns is about time travelers who come from the future, warning of Godzilla destroying Japan. So they take a group of people, including an author who wrote a book, The Birth of Godzilla, back to 1940s during World War II to go on an island to get rid of this dinosaur they believe became Godzilla. And they release these creatures that ultimately become King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah shows up, starts wreaking havoc. Godzilla's missing, but not really. This is the most sci-fi-esque of the Heisei films, if that makes any sense. But one of the best and notable for the triumphant return of Akira Ikefube. His two best themes in this movie are the theme music for Godzilla and the theme music for Shindo. Shindo is a World War II veteran who helped rebuild Japan after the war. He was a major during the war, and his garrison was saved by the Godzillasaur dinosaur. We have an author that starts uncovering some of these facts he's involved with the plot because of a book he would go on to write, The Return of Godzilla. And we come to find out that the people from the future wanted to stop Japan from becoming this superpower it becomes later on in the future. So they plan on basically creating their own monster to destroy it. Good stuff. The time travel, some people think it's confusing. The movie, if you pay attention, does a good job of explaining it. If you look at D-Man 1954, a pretty awesome Godzilla YouTuber, he does a video explaining his take on the time travel in this film, and I'm not going to try and explain it. His explanation is by far the best, and I don't want to butcher it by trying to explain it myself. Look up D-Man 1954's Time Travel Explained video, and you'll get some clarity on it. Anyway, we come to find out that there's even a split between the people in the future. There's a girl, Emmy, who's Japanese, and she doesn't know the full extent of what the time travelers want to do in the future. There's basically two main superpowers, Japan and the Earth Union. And the Earth Union has good and bad people in it, and these are some of the bad ones. And they just want to stop Japan from being the superpower. Again, complex but simple in some ways. Now, I want to talk about one scene in particular that a lot of people seem to misunderstand. And frankly, I put some of the blame for this on James Rolfe when he did his Godzilla-thon. The scene where Shindo's in the building and Godzilla blasts him. No, Shindo does not think Godzilla's going to be friends with him. Look back when we first meet Shindo. He's in the war. His garrison's about to be defeated. He's getting ready to kill himself. The Godzillasaur saves them. And keep that in mind. After the war, he helps rebuild Japan. He even has ties with the government and a secret nuclear submarine he financed, paid for the weapons and everything, just to be used in defensive purposes. He sends the submarine to the Bering Sea to recreate Godzilla. Well, in that same area, a Russian nuclear submarine sank, and it created Godzilla again, and when Godzilla destroyed this sub and absorbed the radiation, it made him even more powerful. Godzilla comes to Japan, battles King Ghidorah in an absolutely epic fight, one of the best in the Heisei series, kills him, and then proceeds to rampage on Japan himself. Shindo is watching the same dinosaur that saved his life, destroying everything he rebuilt. He's in ruins and he knows it's in part his fault. And again, he's ready. He accepts it. He wants to die. He even told the prime minister that on the phone. This is the way I want it. Let me have it my way. And I love this is the most powerful scene in the movie when he's staring at Godzilla. He's looking at Godzilla teary-eyed, remembering the past, and you can tell Godzilla's looking at him and remembering him because before they left the island, the soldiers gathered and actually saluted Godzilla. And Godzilla looks a little emotional in the scene. And Godzilla kills him, but it's what Shindo wanted. He did not want a happy reunion. He just fell into such desperation. He wanted to die because he knows he's partially responsible for what's happening to Japan now. And it's a tragic story. He's one of the best human characters in the franchise. There's a okay, I'm done with that. One of the other characters that's a blatant Terminator ripoff is a robot named M11. He looks human but has the cybernetic parts in him. Initially, he's with the villains, but Emmy reprograms them and they go to the ship. They want to leave this supercomputer with Japan, and it's just Japan meets their demands and they give them the supercomputer. And the supercomputer's just there to, like, summon King Ghidorah in case they stray from their demands. Again, to keep Japan from being the superpower it becomes. They destroy the computer, and I haven't seen the Japanese cut yet, but the author character, when he sets the bomb off, a blatant Dirty Harry homage, he goes, "Go ahead, make my day." Well, they escape the ship and they escape in the smaller time machine and beam the main ship to Godzilla. Godzilla destroys it, and now they're in trouble in reverse because Godzilla was the only thing that can stop King Ghidorah. Now, what can stop Godzilla? Well, Emmy goes back into the future and finds the dormant body of King Ghidorah and turns it into Mecha King Ghidorah. And you get another pretty awesome battle. Mecha King Ghidorah has a few new tricks, but as good as the fight is, Mecha King Ghidorah is just no match for Godzilla. Eventually, she shoots these claw things out, and it brings Godzilla to the ocean. Godzilla hits Mecha King Ghidorah with one last heat ray, and they fall into the water. And as Emmy's in the ship and just looking at the friend she made, and just basically as a farewell, she mentions that to the author that there's something she never got to tell him, that they're related. He's one of her ancestors. And this is kind of a shocker because he was clearly starting to have feelings for this girl, but it's like his great, 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 great granddaughter. So that was odd, but an interesting twist. At least they didn't go like full Star Wars like the one scene in Return of the Jedi. But another great solid Heisei film. Again, my favorite of the three Godzillas of the Godzilla series. I can't recommend this one enough. It's one of the best in the franchise. Get it, own it. This double pack is worth it because you also get the follow-up, the next review, Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for the next video. Over and out.